By 9 in the morning, my dad was already outside my door, pounding his fists so hard it sounded like the building itself was vibrating. His voice slammed through the walls, sharp and furious, yelling my name like I owed him the world and was refusing to hand it over. Behind me, Ellie stood barefoot in her little pajamas, her hair still messy from sleep. She clutched the drawing she made for Christmas, two grandparents holding hands with a little girl in between. Glitter stars in the sky. A crooked little heart above their heads. She held it against her chest like it was fragile glass. Her wide eyes flicked between me and the door, as if trying to understand how the world could shift from soft morning light to thunderstorm in seconds. But scenes like this don't begin with screaming. They never do. They start quietly, so quietly you almost miss the moment things start to break. One text. One choice. One line that rewrites everything you thought you knew. Mine began the morning my mom sent the message. "We're skipping your kid's birthday. Things are tight." No apology. No explanation. Just a casual dismissal like she was declining a coupon, not breaking a 7-year-old's heart. And it ended with a truth my family never expected me to uncover. "Before I start, tell me where you're listening from. Just so I know I'm not talking into the void. My name is Scarlett. And for most of my life, I've survived by lowering my expectations, especially when it came to my parents. It sounds dramatic, I know. But when you're raised to be the dependable one, the quiet one, the fixer who holds everyone else together while falling apart silently, you learn to swallow disappointment like it's part of breakfast. I live in a small apartment near the coast, the kind where the air always smells like saltwater and old pinewood. It's not fancy, not even close, but it's warm, bright, and mine. Just enough space for me and Ellie, who fills every corner with her drawings, her glitter
trails, and that soft little humming she does when she's happy. The morning my mom texted, Ellie was sitting at the kitchen table, coloring a unicorn wearing a crown. She looked up at me with those hopeful eyes. My eyes, but with more light in them. "Mom," she asked, "do you think Grandma and Grandpa are coming this year?" I told her I hoped so. I was slicing strawberries for her lunch when my phone buzzed. I wiped my hands, glanced at the screen and froze. "We're skipping your kid's birthday. Things are tight." I stared at the message for a full minute, trying to steady my breathing before Ellie looked up again. And because I didn't know what else to say, I typed back, "No problem." But it was a problem. Not for me. For Ellie. The rest of the day I pretended everything was fine. I helped Ellie glue sparkles to her drawing. I answered work emails. I ignored the pinch in my chest every time the message replayed in my mind. I tried to be logical. Maybe money was tight. Maybe something unexpected came up. But then I remembered the years I paid their phone plan after Dad lost yet another job. The months I covered their car insurance. The countless repairs, the emergency money, the late-night calls that always seemed urgent. Until I needed something. My parents loved talking about family loyalty. Usually when they needed help. Ellie's birthday came that weekend. She wore a little purple dress that twirled when she spun. She asked for cupcakes instead of a cake, so we made them together. Rain drummed against the windows, so I set up a tiny indoor picnic. 2 of her school friends came. Thank God for kind parents. Ellie laughed. She danced. She made the best of it. But when the day quieted and her friends left, she picked up a cupcake, looked at the single candle, and whispered, "Maybe next year." She didn't cry. Kids don't always cry. Sometimes they just fold themselves tight so you won't worry. Something in me shifted that night. Not anger. Not yet. Just an ache that felt old and heavy and familiar. Then Christmas came. Ellie woke early in her red pajamas, holding the drawing she made for my parents. She sat by the window with her legs tucked under her, humming softly like she was warming up hope with her voice. We waited. I checked my phone more than I should have. No calls. No texts. Nothing. "Maybe they're busy," I said. Ellie nodded, but her shoulders sagged. When she wandered off to watch a movie, I opened my laptop. I shouldn't have. Some part of me already knew. The moment the screen lit up, I saw it. A Christmas tree taller than the ceiling. Balloons twisted into arches. Piles of presents stacked higher than chairs. My sister's kids tearing into gifts like a holiday commercial. And my mom, smiling in the background, holding a glittery gift box. Her caption floated above it all. So blessed to be with our favorite little ones. Favorite. The word hit me like a punch. I didn't hear Ellie walk up until she whispered, "They forgot me again, didn't they?" Her little face went still. Too still. The rest of the evening I moved like a ghost. Reheated dinner. Did dishes. Folded blankets. Pretended everything didn't hurt. Ellie painted quietly at the table. Gold and navy strokes blending together like a stormy sky. She kept glancing at the window. Later, she fell asleep beside me on the couch. I sat in the hallway, letting the truth settle. I had spent years bleeding myself dry to keep a peace that never included me. The next morning, clarity hit, quiet and sharp. I opened my laptop. Every automatic payment filled the screen. I canceled the first, then the next, and the next. Not revenge. Protection. For me and for my daughter. Around mid-morning, my phone buzzed. Not my parents, of course not. My sister Marissa. Scarlett. Dad's losing it. Mom's crying. Everything's shut off. Did you do something? I'm just done, I said. She was quiet for a moment, then said softly, "Good." The rest of the day was calm. Peaceful even. Ellie leaned against me that night and whispered, "I like when it's just us." And I realized, maybe we never needed them at all. But peace never lasts long when a storm is coming. And the next morning at exactly 9 a.m., it hit. The pounding on my door was violent enough to rattle the frame. Ellie flinched, cereal bowl shaking in her hands. I pulled her behind me and cracked the door just an inch. My dad's face filled the gap, red, wild, furious. "What did you do?" he barked. "The phone's dead. The insurance gone. Even the damn membership. You think this is funny?" Behind him, my mom hovered, pale, clutching her purse. My Aunt Valerie and Cousin Tessa stood with crossed arms, already judging. I didn't flinch. "Everything I paid for," I said calmly. "I stopped paying for." Dad shoved the door wider, but I blocked it with my foot. His eyes darted toward Ellie. "You're dragging her into this. Poisoning her against her own family." "Family?" I repeated. "You skipped her birthday because things were tight. Then threw a Christmas celebration for Marissa's kids like a Hallmark movie." "You're dramatic," Valerie snapped. "You always overreact," Tessa added. Ellie stepped forward, voice small but clear. "They forgot me." Silence. I turned back to Dad. "I paid your bills. Your plans. Your emergencies. For years. And when Ellie needed you, you gave her nothing." Dad's jaw clenched. "We were busy." "Yes," I said. "Busy celebrating your favorite little ones." Mom opened her mouth. "We didn't mean." "You never mean it," I cut in. "But you always do it." Dad exploded again. "None of this explains why you shut everything off." "Oh, that's not the real crisis," I said. "Is it?" He froze. I stepped away, grabbed the printed packet from my entry table, and handed it to him. He didn't take it, but he read the top line. And his face drained of color. "A loan application," I said. "In my name. Using my identity. With your address. And your phone number." Everyone around him gasped. Dad stuttered. That was a misunderstanding." "You forged my signature," I said. "And you took almost $8,000. His voice cracked. "We needed it more than you did." The hallway felt cold. "You stole from your own daughter," I said quietly. "And you justified it." He lunged for the papers, but I pulled them back. "If you file anything," he snarled. "I already did," I said. Silence dropped like a stone. "I filed the report yesterday. With everything, documents, handwriting matches, bank info. Whatever happens next isn't up to me." "You wouldn't," he whispered desperately. "I would do anything to protect my daughter," I said. "Even from you." Ellie tugged on my sleeve. "Mom, can we close the door?" "Yes, baby." I held Dad's gaze one last time. Then I shut the door. This time he didn't stop it. Inside, everything felt quieter, cleaner, like the lock clicked for us, not against them. Weeks passed. My parents never apologized. Relatives sent passive-aggressive messages. Valerie made vague Facebook posts. Tessa quietly deleted half her comments. Marissa checked in honestly. She admitted Dad once tried something similar with her. Life in our apartment softened. Ellie painted brighter colors again. One of her pieces got chosen for the winter art show. I got a raise. Our home felt lighter. Peace lived in the corners now. Winter came around again before I knew it. One evening, Ellie hung a tiny gold unicorn ornament she bought with her allowance. She looked at me and asked, "Do you like it, Mom?" "I love it," I said. And I meant it. Because standing there in the warm glow of our little home, I understood something. Family isn't blood. Family is who shows up. Family is who protects you. Family is who loves you without conditions. And sometimes the bravest thing you'll ever do is walk away from the people who refuse to do any of that. We didn't lose anything. We gained everything. Peace. Freedom. Us. If you've ever had to choose your peace over someone else's chaos, you're not alone. If you want, I can also